Alright everybody, so I'm actually making this video driving to my parents' house for our Labor Day weekend festivities. So I know I haven't posted a lot this week. Y'all, can I just tell you that God is so good? He makes ways when you don't even think there is a way, and it's just so amazing to me, and I just can't even fathom the way he loves us and the way that he has everything planned already, and he just wants us to not worry and just to do what he's called us to do. So a little about my week. We were on vacation week before last when I started the channel. So we went back to work this week, and my work week was great. You know, I went in. We actually just had a retreat, freedom. The week before my vacation, and it was like a 3-month long class that we took with a retreat at the end, and it just turned my whole world around, and I have new perspectives on everything. So I went to work with a heart full of joy, and I've become like a different person at work, and I've actually begun to enjoy my job again. My husband, on the other hand, he has been struggling with his job, and this week he's been like deathly ill. He went back to work Sunday night, and it was fine. He went back to work Monday again, and he got sick while he was there. And he came home maybe an hour early. He'd been throwing up all night. When he came in, he was as pale as a ghost and like drenched in sweat. His clothes were wet. He went to Walmart to get soup and Gatorade, and he came home, and he called out Tuesday night. And he woke up Wednesday, and he still felt like garbage, so he went to the doctor, and they told him that he had a virus, and they gave him some nausea medicine and sent him home. We tried to go back to work Thursday, and not even 2 hours into his night, he started throwing up again. So, oh no, my phone. Oh, okay, I'm still recording. So, he, came home again, and, something, it wasn't right. The nausea medicine wasn't helping like it was supposed to, and, he kept getting sick, like, right after he ate, and all this weird stuff. So we started Googling it, and I know you're not supposed to look up your medical stuff online, but we did it anyway, and it could be a number of things. It could be gallstones, which I didn't think he could get since he got his gallbladder removed when he was younger. Evidently, I was wrong, because 1 in 7 people, evidently, are able to still get gallstones without a gallbladder. So there's that. It could also be a stomach ulcer, and he's been battling with that. So he went back to the doctor Friday and told them, you know, hey, the medicine's not helping. I'm still sick, and it's getting worse. So they tried to send him to like 4 different clinics to get an ultrasound done, and no one had openings till this week, because, you know, they were all booked up Friday. Everything's closed over the weekend, and everything's closed today because of Labor Day. So he's going in the morning for an ultrasound, and he'll get his results on Thursday. But with all that being said, he was supposed to work 6 days this week, and out of those 6 days, he only worked 2 full days. So we've been really, I have been stressing and having really bad anxiety about our finances because I don't know what we're going to do. You know, luckily his vacation time was a full paycheck because he had PTO to take to get paid for that week. So I was like, God, you know, what are we going to do? How are you going to get us through this? I don't even understand. Like, I was crying and praying and mad and sad and distressed and just anxious and all sorts of, and I tried to let that go, and we went to church yesterday, and that, y'all, let me tell you, God has you right where he wants you all the time, and you don't even realize it until it hits you in the face. And that message was so, I know it was for some other people, but it was so for me. Talking about the weary soul, where our church has just finished up a series that my pastor made up on Craig Groeschel's book called Soul Detox. I have not read it yet, but I plan on reading it. So if you've read it, leave some comments below. Let me know how it is, because I would really I'm not a big reader, but I would really love to read the book, because the sermons were absolutely astounding. So we did the last week, and it was a guest speaker, and he was just like so on point. If I had my notes with me, I would read you like the 2 pages of notes that I took while he was talking, and it was just like incredible. Like, he was talking straight to me. Like, everything he said had relevance in my situation, and it was just like what God needed me to hear. And I took it, and I went home, and I talked to my husband, and we talked about it, and we started rebudgeting and refiguring, and we started selling stuff on Let Go, and old crap that's just been taking up room in our home, and like in the storage closet. And he reached out to his dad. My husband and his father, since you don't really know a whole lot about that, they don't have a great relationship. They didn't really get along when he was younger, and he was home, but he wasn't around. He wasn't there, really, like a dad should have been, which I totally get, because I didn't have a dad. My mom and dad got divorced when I was very young, and I had a stepdad, but he was not the greatest until recently, which has been awesome. But anyway, he contacted his dad, and his dad told us a couple months back that he was going to gift us with a bigger sum of money. His brother has an older car that his dad's going to restore, and he said whatever he would put into his brother's car, he would also give an equal gift to us, to help us with whatever bills, or just, to go use on whatever it's for us, to do whatever we decide to do with it. So my husband contacted him and said, hey, we're in a really tough situation right now, and I don't know if you can help us, but if you could, I'd really appreciate it, just kind of trying to reach out. And his dad asked, well, what do you need? So we refigured out the budget and everything, and to be able to get gas and groceries and pay all of our bills this month, we're short about $300 or $400. So we told him. He said, okay, I have $600 I can give you. And I said, what? Like, that's way more than enough. Like, how does God make this happen? Because not only is he blessing us financially above and beyond what we need, and he's allowing my husband and his father to have a genuine moment of like father-son and it's not father-son bonding, but I honestly can't think of a better way to describe it, because he's able to be there for my husband like he wasn't able to be there for him when he was younger. And my husband, when he read the message, he tried to get up and go walk away. And I knew he was crying, because I could just feel it in my soul, because I wanted to cry, because I've been there with my dad when I had to ask him for help for things I didn't want to ask him for help from. But when he was able to help, now that I've been older, our relationship's gotten a lot better, but he's been able to help me more so as I've gotten older than when he was in the place he was when I was younger. And for him to be emotionally vulnerable like that with me, it was a new thing, because he's not really one who opens up about his emotions, and I just thank God for that. I can't I can't explain it any other way, but it was by the glory and by the grace of God, because He has us where He needs and wants us. And He opens up opportunities in His own time. God's time. I struggle with that too, and it's just something that I've had to come to terms with myself lately. But I mean, about something completely different than what we've been dealing with this week. And it's just like opens up this whole new thing of God's time. God's time is all the time. God's time is for you all the time. Like he is there for you when no one else is. Even when you yourself don't feel like you're enough for you. He always thinks you're enough. He is always there for you to lift you up. And when things aren't going the way you want them to, and when things are stupid and you just don't understand why, and why things aren't the way you want them to be, just know that God has your back. God has a plan. And it may not be the time for that plan to come to fruition yet. And you just have to keep faith and not give up, because it's just God's love. God loves you. God loves us all. And just remember that. So I'm actually about to get out the car. My younger brother's running up. And so I love you guys. And I'll talk to y'all later this week. Bye.